the privilege in the world. Nobody ever stops us. Nobody ever says a damn thing to us. So I just feel sick that that's happening in this country. And I really want to call it out, and I want to have a discussion about it.
Hello guys, how are you doing? I'm hoping that you're doing well wherever you're watching me from. And I'm here to see this video. You know, many times you've seen that racism, we face it maybe in foreign countries, but there's this idea that racism is deeply rooted in our systems. Racism is inside our even black nations, and it is even being perpetuated by black people themselves. You find that maybe Jamaicans, maybe Africans perpetuating racism on their black fellas. I just want us to see this video that I've prepared here for you, and then later on we can come and have a conversation. I can share my commentary on the same later on after this clip. Also, feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section. I'll need to also learn from you as you also learn from my perspective. Here your presenter Shadrach, and if you're not yet subscribed, please do so and share our content and give us a like. We're going to greatly appreciate. But first, let's rock in and see what we can unpack from this.
Afternoon, friends. I've been trying to find a way to write about this, and I decided, you know what, I think I can do a better job speaking about it. So there's been a few incidents since I've been here in Jamaica. It's been 3 weeks of, I just love this country. I love the people. I love everything about it. But I just wanted to share with you, all week I was going to the marina to hang out and do my work and really enjoy the restaurant there, which is a beautiful space. It's part of a public marina that's all been refurbished. It's called the Errol Flynn Marina. And the restaurant has a swimming pool in it. And the swimming pool is for the people who come in on the boats from the marina. And they're all, so far, as I've seen, they've all been white people who swim and use the pool and use the restaurant and have drinks and food and so on. So all week I've been swimming in the pool. I don't have a boat. No one questioned that, of course, because my skin's white and I fit in. And I wasn't trying to get away with anything. In fact, the manager of the restaurant, who's Cuban, was so cool about everything. He said it was no problem for me to swim there. And I mean, it's just part of the restaurant, kind of, you know. It's the way they've set it up is really what I'm upset about. Well, actually, no. What I'm really upset about is what happened yesterday. So all week, so yesterday was Thursday, so that's the fourth day. So yesterday, I invited a friend of mine who's black Jamaican, very dark, what you guys say, blue-black, you know, very dark-skinned Jamaican, to come there and meet me for a drink. So he came there, and he wasn't coming for a swim or anything like that. I was going to have a swim, and the security guard came up and told him that he has to tell me that the management says that I'm not allowed to swim in the pool. So he said, no, you need to tell her that, not me. That's not up to me to do that. So the security guard came and told me that, and I just was like, okay, because I knew that that was the rule, but I observed all week, and I did swim in the pool all week, and there was no problem. So I know that this changed because a black person was with me in that bar. And there have been very few black people in the bar. So to me, it's one of those spaces. This is only my opinion and my observation, but I observe that the management of the Errol Flynn Marina, and I hope Michael Lee Chin hears this, it seems to me that they're trying to keep that space very white in a country of black people. And I'm very upset that they would, I don't care that they're calling on me to follow the rules. I'm cool with that. But I know the only reason they did that was because a black man was with me. So that's the part that I'm really calling out, you know. So then we left and went to the beach. They have a beach, what do they call it? Bikini Beach, to go swimming there. And it was 5 to 5. And the security guard came, a woman, and said, we can't swim there because they're locking the gates. So this is another thing now. This is another issue, but it's like, what are you talking about? How can you lock the beach First of all, like that was always a public space for people from Port Antonio have gone swimming in that area. We used to call it the Reef. And the first hotel that was ever built in Jamaica for tourism was the Reef at that area, which burnt down. And then we always went swimming at the Reef, and it was a public space. So now they've made this other beach they call Bikini Beach, and they lock it up at 5 o'clock. And I'm like, what in the heck is going on? Are you telling me that the people of Port Antonio can't go and swim in their own public area because somebody decided to lock a gate at 5 o'clock at night? That just doesn't make sense to me at all. And, you know, the sad thing is that hardly anybody is using that area because of all these rules. And I said to the security, like, this is Jamaica. What kind of rules are these? All these Jamaican rules. I've never heard of these rules before. What are you guys trying to do? I think you're trying to keep the public out of their own spaces. You're trying to keep that marina for the white people that come as tourists. And that is wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. That space is a public space. That's for the people of Port Antonio. And if you want to have your little swimming pool for the rich white people that come in on their yachts and get drunk and try to, no, I'm going to stop. Okay, I'm not going to go there. Take that back. If you want to do that, then build the swimming pool somewhere else. Don't have it in the restaurant that we all want to use. That's the only place in that whole area where you can get changed or do anything where there's a washroom. All the other washrooms they've built and the other public buildings they've built are all totally run down and not being used. And I'm calling out the Jamaica Tourist Board and whoever's running this Errol Flynn Marina to smarten up and get these buildings fixed and start allowing the public to come back in and use their space. That space shouldn't just be for the white people that come in on boats, the rich white tourists that come from all over the world. No, this is for Port Antonio, for the people that live here. So that's it for today, and I'm glad I got that out, and I'd love to hear from you. I know there are other people, especially in mixed race couples who are Jamaican, that experience this. The black partner gets interrogated and stopped and questioned, and you know, the white person just walks right through. We have all the privilege in the world. Nobody ever stops us. Nobody ever says a damn thing to us. So I just feel sick that that's happening in this country. And I really want to call it out, and I want to have a discussion about it. I want to have a conversation. I want to start this conversation to really try to bring awareness. And if any of you are watching and listening and you know who I should be contacting in regards to the Errol Flynn Marina, which I understand Michael Lee Chin did a lot to redevelop that, but as far as I understand, that's still a public space. You know, who I should speak to, or if you know a person of influence, if you want to pass on my video to them so they know what's going on, I would really appreciate it.
Hello, now I hope you've watched the whole clip and you've seen it. And what I can say, her voice pierced through the layers of denial. And in a world where racism is often seen as something imposed from the outside and not by black people, but by colonizers, by the white supremacy. And you can see that this woman dared to kind of flip the mirror, and she spoke the unforgettable truth. Some of the most painful forms of racism happen with, or I can say within, our own communities and by our own people, our own black people. And what she exposed is not just racism, it's an internalized oppression. It's the scars of colonization left untreated. It's the mindset passed down through generations that teaches us to mistrust ourselves, devalue our own features, and treat proximity to whiteness as superiority. And I can say that it's a very heartbreaking how truth becomes revolutionary when a black a woman says racism exists among us, or when a white person says that racism exists among us, the air gets tense. People also get defensive, because acknowledging that we are sometimes our own oppressors means taking responsibility and not just blaming the outside world for what we have right here at the table. And in many African nations, we witness the hierarchy of complexion. The lighter you are, the more beautiful you are considered. And the more European your accent or your features, the more respect you're given. And the legacy of colonial trauma lives within us, and not in chains, but in how we treat each other. We don't talk enough about tribalism. We don't talk much about classism. We also don't talk much about colorism. These are not just racism. They are wielded by us against our own people. The woman in the video, I would say, was brave enough to call out that racism isn't just foreign, it is familiar, and that's what makes it so devastating. She called out how we turn on each other. The poor are dehumanized. Those from certain tribes are ridiculed and sidelined politically. Dark skin girls are told they are not pretty enough, and all the while we point fingers at foreign powers, ignoring the fire burning in our own house. And it takes courage to name the problem from within. It takes a great courage to name it and take responsibility, because when you speak against black racism, black accuse you of being divisive. We can all agree that she chose truth over comfort, and that truth is what I would rather say our communities need. How can we expect the world to respect us if we don't respect ourselves? If we still teach our children that certain skin tones are more desirable, and that certain surnames or accent make you less cultured, then we are grooming them to hate themselves. We need to tell them. I love the way Jamaicans do it. You speak Pochua, men, like, they're very bold enough to speak it out. They're very bold enough to talk about it, because they love it. They love who they are. They love what they have on their hands. And this what should happen. This what we should inculcate in the mindset of these young kids, mindsets of these growing brains that we have in the society, because they are the face of tomorrow. And if you want tomorrow to be safer, if you want tomorrow to be a different one, then we need to work on that tomorrow today. We need to cultivate today for us to get the results, for us to harvest our results tomorrow. So we have a lot of job to do here. She spoke as a woman who has felt the sting of being looked down upon by her own people. That pain is often deeper than anything an outsider can inflict, because it comes from home, from those who look like you but treat you like you are less. This is the enemy within us. And colonialism may have ended. It may have ended long time ago, but colonial thinking hasn't. We still have that colonial mindset. When black people enforce racist beauty standards, discriminate uh, by tribe, or elevate a foreign over local, they are still dancing to that rhythm of colonizers' drum. And this is the war we are still fighting in our own minds. Our words force us to uncomfortable questions. Why do we still have systems that favor one group over another based on their tribe, region, or complexion? Why is bleaching still a billion-dollar industry outside there? It's easier to blame the West, but she reminded us that oppression isn't always external. It can be internal. It can look like a boss who refuses to hire you because you don't look polished enough, or a school system that favors the children of the elite while sidelining the poor. And so, guys, racism within the black nations is real, and it's often structural. It's not just people being mean, it's access being denied, it's prejudice being normalized, it's injustice being quietly accepted, and worst of all, it's being passed on the next generation after generation after generation like an inheritance. And if you look so keenly in her words, she demanded more than awareness. She demanded a healing of a nation, a healing of nations. Because pointing out the problem isn't enough. We need to ask ourselves, how do we unclean this? How do we teach our children to see the beauty in them, to honor themselves, to honor who they are? Yes, until that time that we teach them this, then we will have solved the problem halfway, and at least we can have hope that tomorrow it's gonna be better. I don't know what you think about this video. These are my commentary, but we can still have different perspective concerning the same matter. And so let us know in the comment section what you think. Let us also learn from you, because we are here to learn from each other as we converse, as we hang out. And this marks the end of this session. And if you've not yet subscribed to our channel, we urge you to support us by simply subscribing, give us a like, and share our content. We are going to greatly appreciate. Thank you so much for our returning subscribers. Thank you for making this part of you. Thank you for always being here. We value you and we love you so much. I'm hoping to see you in the next video, but until then, keep safe and stand with a brother, stand with a sister, man. This is the least that we can do for each other. Humanity should be our religion. Goodbye, my people.